I go by Nafir Nun. Some people know me as D End. Some people know me as Brother D. Some of my friends know me as Mr. Slate. The pseudonyms arbitrary. For the purposes of these type of videos, Nafir Nun, that'll be the name that you'll hear me refer to myself as. Now, the topic that I'm going to discuss today is a topic that I hear a lot of, well, I've seen a lot of jibber jabber spewing out all over the internet about, and a lot of the information is just incorrect. We're talking about Satanism and its interaction with hip-hop. Now, what you have to understand is it's a Hegelian dialectic. Now, if you're not familiar with what the Hegelian dialectic is, I'll get into that briefly. Now, again, it's basically just left versus right, and blue and red, and Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative. They have to have the two opposing sides to make sure that they're able to corral your mind and your perception into the direction that they want it to be. They're steering you. So that's too hot, that's too cold, let's work with the lukewarm. So that makes sense. And that's how a lot of us are tricked through our logical sensibilities. Because, with semantics and with proving, you can fucking make anything be true. So the reason why I'm even bringing this up, the Hegelian dialectic, is because you have Satan in hip-hop, right? So Satan would be one pole. That's the one position. So the thesis. So the antithesis would be, for the layman, well, either stop involving with Satan through hip-hop, or deal with Christianity, Islam, or Judaism within your hip-hop. Now we have a bunch of these guys, the black Jews and the black Christians and black Muslims and all this type of shit. We got everything under the sun that we can use as a tool to further our understanding about society and interaction, social interaction. And I have no problem with religion. None at all. It's just not for me. I've graduated from it. So, you see, the problem with Judaism, Christianity, and Islam is that it's systematically been used to promote and perpetuate white supremacy. That is basically the prime directive of those three Western religions. And yeah, people are going to take issue with that because, Jesus and Muhammad, and I don't give a shit if you take issue with it. Look at what's popping. Look at what's popping. Look at where those views or systems have been introduced. Look at the indigenous regions and the indigenous people that were there, and look at how they're doing now. So now, if hip-hop is black music, primarily made by black people, when I say black, you know what I mean. It's the same shit as I'm talking about with the white supremacy. It's the same, I'm sure you could understand the relation that I'm making here. Unless you're trying not to. So let's say, if hip-hop is black music primarily, made by black people, and in the initial stages listened to primarily and created by primarily black youth, and then the association is made with Satanism, or Satan, and that this art form is satanic, then how do you think the general public is going to view the youth who they see that look exactly like these youth portrayed in these satanic depictions or satanic pictures? or videos, or whatever you want to, term it as. They're going to see them as degenerate motherfuckers. Scum. And do you wonder now, young bro, why when you're trying to holler at shorty, why she's like, oh fuck, that fucking nigger, and you're seeing them with everybody except you? The flyest of the fly is with everybody except you nowadays? Or shunning you nowadays? You wonder why? Because you're fucking Satanist, dog. That's what they're seeing you as. And if not a Satanist, a degenerate motherfucker, piece of scum. That's how they're seeing you. So, it's dangerous to keep putting this shit out about how Satanism is the driving force behind hip-hop. If you want to get to the nitty-gritty, Satanism is the driving force behind all of this fucking material, capitalistic, like lifestyle that we deal with. Period. So to say that it's hip-hop, like, fuck off. The problem is this. In 20 years, these young kids are going to be the ones that we're looking towards to take care of the shit for us. For us. Because, dog, you ain't handling shit. Like, for the most part. If we were handling shit for the most part, you wouldn't see pigs flying all the fucking day. And pigs be flying all day. I see American Idol. I see The Voice now. And I see all these beautiful black talented people getting, sorry, the fan said, like, fuck. And people are believing that shit. Paying their 25, 50 cents, 75 to vote. And they really think that their vote fucking counts. You really think that the programmers who run 96% of the media that you see are going to leave it up to you to decide who's going to be the person that's going to represent their product to you? Really? Like, that's... So, the point is this. There are more important things to focus on than intangible ideas and ideologies like Satanism in hip-hop. Like, how is your mother, dad, brother, sister, son, daughter being depicted? What are your dad, mother, brother, you get it, saying when you see them? How are they representing you? How is the general public going to see you? Because they're seeing you as the people they're seeing on TV and in the newspaper. The degenerate scum motherfucker. That's who they're seeing you as. So what can you do to change that? Well, that's on you. That's on you. Because nobody's getting uproar. Nobody's complaining that, how come the only guy that I see on television that's a black guy is either a thug, a gangster, a homosexual, an apologizer, or a fucking nerd? Why don't I ever see a guy that's like an everyman? That's a black guy. Why not? How come there's no everyman? That's a black man. Why? And every time we try to do it, you see what happens to us. No? Fuck. Well, that's not my problem either if you don't see it. So, it's about focusing on what you can deal with. Focusing on things that you can affect. You ain't changing the fucking guy in the red tights with his horn and tail and pitchfork. You ain't changing that depiction from the mind, from like, that's gonna be spewed out continually. It's been spewed out. It's gonna be spewed out. Are you gonna take it in? You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna take that in? Are you gonna sit down there and watch all this shit on YouTube and say, "Oh my God, Rihanna's throwing up the Baphomet sign," and then yo, do you know how much shit they tell us not to do that is hour shit like voodoo and all, and that's what they're doing all day. And who's eating all the food? Who's eating all the food? Who has all the power? You think Puff Daddy and these guys can go buy a fucking aircraft carrier? Huh? You think that if Puff Daddy, Master P, Birdman, let's say the 5 richest guys in hip hop right now sat down and said, you know what? I want to buy 2 frigates, an aircraft carrier, and 10 missiles. They're bankrupt, dog. They can't fucking buy that shit. And this is the way that the global players are working. You know what I mean? So, like, we ain't handling our business. We ain't handling our business. The way we're looked at we're looked at as monkeys. Oh, that guy talks, even that one, talking about Obama talks very well. Now, that guy talks really well. But that shit was a fucking insult in the 80s. It was, oh, he speaks so well. What the fuck you mean I speak so well? I speak English just like you, though. Like, no. Fuck, I born here, and you mean I speak so well? It was an insult. That was the shit that they were running about Obama as to why he's the fucking man, because he speaks so. And people don't even, like, recall that, wait a minute, that's the same shit. They don't even recall that, so I don't really fault the owners and the people that are running media for doing what they're doing. I don't fault them. But the result, what ends up happening, it's on us. Because yeah, they're saying, yeah, here's the urine, it's rain, and like, we're just sucking it up, and we don't have to, So again, all I'm saying is, fuck. You better be worried Jesus Christ in hip-hop more than you better be worried about Satan in hip-hop. Because that motherfucker has every black person on this planet practically on lock. And shucking and driving and sucking the toe of a white guy. And like, it's not like, when he's sucking the toe, you literally go up and suck this fucking guy's toe, kissing wood statues and shit, Palm Sunday and all, like, fuck. So, basically, in a nutshell, don't believe the hype, man. Don't believe the hype. The Satanism in hip-hop, like, there's Satanists everywhere. There's Christians, there's Muslims, there's vegetarians, there's carnivores, like, fuck. But a lot of these concepts are just concepts. How is this individual dealing with the rest of the people and the environment that they encounter? What's popping there? That is the important thing and the aspect to look at. Not what fucking affiliation this guy has, if he's blue or red or he likes Sprite. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. He likes to take dicks in his asshole. He likes to get fingers. Fuck all that. Fuck all of that. It doesn't make a difference. Like, it doesn't make a difference. I'll get into the dangers of advertising homosexuality on another tape. Like, advertising lewdness of any form is dangerous, man. I don't want my daughter walking up the road seeing a man and a woman making out in public, tongue all down their throat. I don't want my daughter seeing that when she's 4 and shit. Like, the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, so, we can get into all those things at another time. But for this tape, Satanism in hip-hop, fuck all that dumb shit. Look at how you are being seen by the general public and do something to correct that.